G'day guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Wildkard. Thank you for watching the Wildkard Rugby Show. Like, comment and subscribe. And yes, you are here today because you're wondering how did England flog Japan so easily in Japan? Well, here's your answer. This was a typical example of cronyism in play. You know, when you select somebody based on their relationship with you in the past because you're mates, that is corruption and that is cronyism and that is what's been happening behind the doors in Japan rugby. So what you're looking at here is a guy named Masato Tsuchida. He is the president of Japan Rugby. He is the guy that called Eddie Jones before the Rugby World Cup whilst he was under contract with Rugby Australia to try to poach him to play to coach Japan. Yep. Absolutely no respect. And you know, I have to be frank, I feel really bad for the Japanese fans. I feel really bad for the stakeholders in Japan Rugby Union because what this guy has done is really putting all the efforts for the fans. 44,000 people showed up to watch this game. Complete dead silence for 99% of the match. And the sponsors spent millions and millions of dollars literally getting players from overseas, the best players in the world overseas, filling out in the Japanese competition to give the players opportunity to grow and develop the game of rugby, filtering them up to the national team, all in the hopes to produce a team that the Japanese people can be proud of. And it's cronyism like him deciding to hire Eddie Jones that is really spitting on all the people's fans and shitting the money down the drain from his sponsors. Yeah, and you know, it is what it is. The Japan team tonight taking a huge step back from their performance last year at the Rugby World Cup. They're not even remotely competitive tonight against England. England was probably in second gear the entire game, and they were just cruising through. It was like warm up. They literally warm up, playing against, you know, dummies for like 70 minutes before England was like, yeah, okay, let's just take a bit of a break, guys, allowing Japan to score 2 tries. And that was it. England was down to 14 players for about 20 minutes of the game, still able to score with ease. And they were able to score in so many different aspects of the game as well. Not just with set piece, quick taps. The Japan, Eddie Jones, believe it or not, came out and decided he wants to play a faster attacking game, you know, quick taps. He thinks it's still 2019 against, you know, a Springbok team that was, you know, possibly not that fit. Hey, guess what? England did the same thing with their quick taps, and England made the decision much better than Japan. Picked their opportunities much better than Eddie Jones' team did, and it was actually more effective. England played the style that Eddie Jones wanted to play more effectively. Yeah, the kicking game for Eddie Jones did not exist at all. I thought Eddie Jones was the king of the kicking game. England didn't even have to do anything to dominate the kicking. Quite frankly, some of the kicking from Japan was clearly, you know, you can clearly see was taught by Eddie Jones, right? Kicking out on the full outside your own 22. You might as well just throw the ball to the opposition at that point. And the English defense, very simple rush defense. They had Faya Waboso rushing up. How many times they almost got intercept or getting the intercept? Like, it was just that simple. The rushing up defense in the outside channel around the 13. And the Japanese team was just like, never seen this before. Eddie Jones is like, what is this? I've never seen this before. How do we deal with this, guys? No idea. Let's just try speed up the game, I guess. And whilst his own players didn't really have the skill set to play that fast tempo, to play that offload game, dropping balls everywhere. And that is not the players' fault. That is Eddie Jones coming up with a game plan that's not suited for the team. That's Eddie Jones failing to coaching the teams properly with the proper skill set in training. And this is what we got tonight. An absolute disgrace. You can see the results from the Japan, all right, in the World Cup. They were teetering on the edge of making out of the pool. Yeah, I know. Another team that was teetering on the edge of making out of the pool was Eddie Jones' Wallabies. My goodness. Anyway, and their team was highly competitive against Tier 1 nations. And, you know, they might not be winning that many games, but they were in the fight. There was not a complete blowout. before half time, right? The only thing Japan did in the first half was Eddie Jones screaming, "Get the fucking tea out there!" They kicked 3 points 2 minutes into the game, and that was the only thing they did in the first half. I mean, my God, this was bad. And really, like, it's disgraceful. And this is you're watching it. If you're ever wondering what happens when corruption gets too rampant in an organization, this is you're seeing it. You're seeing it right here. I mean, how could this guy, raising the culture of respect, go behind the doors, poaching coach, Australian coach, dangle a big red carrot in front of him just before the Rugby World Cup? And you think Eddie Jones just went, "I want to build to the future," randomly before, 2 weeks before the team announcement to the Rugby World Cup, because he got dangled a carrot. He went from "we're gonna snatch and grab" to "oh, I'm building towards the future," because he wanted to have an excuse to go coach for Japan. Because it was influenced by this backdoor crony leech, corrupt piece of shit right here. You're looking at him right here. And it's a disgrace. And I hope the sponsors wake up to what this guy's doing and take a stance on it. Because this is not going to go well for Japan. The only future Eddie Jones is building towards is the future of a quick exit at the Rugby World Cup. Do Japan have to qualify? If they have to qualify, especially against the Pacific Island nations, they might not even make it. Who knows, right? Eddie Jones for you. He's building towards the future. But hey, let's have a look at some other stuff. The only one guy I have to say, and I was very, very impressed from the Japanese team, is Owen Franks being the scrum coach. The Japan scrum was actually really decent against England. I thought England was going to just walk people over, but that didn't happen. And the line-out was pretty decent as well. The line-out more defense was pretty good as well. And so the fundamentals were there. The people under Eddie Jones did their job, but Eddie Jones himself did not deliver anything. Did not deliver what everybody came to say. The 44,000 fans sitting there did not get their money's worth. For England, I thought Marcus Smith was really brilliant at 10. Obviously, there's almost like a two-player playmaker style out of England right now, which is really kind of interesting for me to see. Marcus Smith, obviously the playmaker at 10. And at 9, Alex Mitchell is also can take upon himself to make quick decisions around the rocks, and making that attack just a little bit more feisty and a little bit more dangerous than you normally would expect, which is just, open up so many options for England in that front. This other guy, Cunningham South, what a big boy. He looked good. He looked really good out there. Just strong carry, strong defense, and I was quite impressed by that. The one guy I have to call out is, what's his name? Dan Cole with his ear. Is he like every 15 minutes, every 10 minutes, he's taking a break because his ear's hurting? That should not be allowed. That should just straight up not be allowed. If you choose not to wear headgear and your ear's hurting, that's your own problem. Suck it up or get off the fucking field, right? Just complete waste of time. how many water breaks England needed, every 10 minutes? It was just disgraceful. So they need to get that out of the get the referee to get down on that, because that is if you wonder why England rugby people are not enjoying England rugby, the England fans not enjoying England rugby, that's why. That's exactly why. Having players having people sitting down getting his ear rubbed, the last thing you want to see in a game of rugby. Just disgraceful. Disgraceful. Anyway, outside of that, let's have a look at the stats, right? Quite interesting, actually. England scored 8 tries whilst having almost identical run minutes to Japan. 365 to England to 352 to Japan. And the defense-wise, England actually had a lot less effective in defense. 32 missed tackles for England, 155 run meters to Japan's 21 missed tackles. You almost thought this might be a mistake in the stats here, but the kicking game-wise, England definitely dominated the kicking game. Was much more accurate, getting the ball in the areas they wanted to be parked, the areas they wanted to play at, and the Japan's kicking game, like I said, straight out on the full classic Eddie Jones style. And it was absolutely this was just non-existent, pretty much, absolutely getting dominated in that regards. The lineouts, like I said, I was very, very happy to see the Japanese massively improve on their set piece up front. Lineouts, scrums, big improvements. No scrum loss for Japan. The penalties consider England again creeping that up. If they want to have any chance of, even remotely beating All Blacks, some of the commentaries were talking about 2-0 the All Blacks. You want to 2-0 the All Blacks, you can't be walking in there with the 15 penalties and a red card and yellow card. The red card was against Charlie Ewells. Is it Ewells? Wait, is it Charlie Ewells? Is that his name? I'm pretty sure it's his name, right? Yeah, it's Ewells, Charlie Ewells. And it's basically a law. You can't attack or dropping your weight onto somebody's lower limb. It's not exactly the hip drop tackle sort of law. It is, it's literally a law in the book nowadays. It's literally say you cannot attack a player's lower limbs by dropping your weight onto it. And he basically attacked the leg. And it's a red card. It's a bit of a new law. It's not something that you see very often. Probably the biggest, most infamous one is Shannon Frizzell on Bungin Bunabi at the Rugby World Cup final, hurting his leg. In that situation, Shannon Frizzell actually rolled himself onto the leg. And but this one, very similar situation, he attacked the leg directly. And I think Michael Leach was very fortunate to not have a, hyperextended knee from that. It was very, very dangerous. But yeah, it has been, it has actually been the law for a while now. And it's not exactly the hip drop tackle, but you just can't attack anybody's lower limb directly in a dangerous move like that. And there was another yellow card against Marcus Smith for making it a bit of an early premature tackle. Some young guy like him. I don't blame him, bit premature, but hey, he got sent off for 10 minutes. The team didn't need him, still scored a try without him. That's how easy it was for England this game. And anyway, let's have a quick recap on the tries. I gotta go watch Super Rugby. It's on right now. The final, the Blues are absolutely dominating, and boy, literally I just watched the first half, and the Chiefs were just getting pounded in front of the try line, and I think for about 10-15 minutes. And I think the Blues, the rain's probably affecting the Blues a little bit, because, they weren't able to execute. But yeah, we'll see what happened in the second half. So I got to quickly get this through and, go watch that instead. Like I said, 2 minutes into the game, Sir Eddie screamed, "Get the tea out there!" and kicked 3 points. And that's all Japan did in the first half. 3 points to nil, 2 minutes into the game. 14 minutes in the game, England got their penalty. They won for the maul. Some big crash ball forwards. And then Ben Earl, nice little quick flat ball pass to Cunningham South. Reached in for the try. He crashed into the defense and reached in for the try. 7 points to 3. Easy as that. 24 minutes into the game, there was a nice little, play by England team. There was there was a line out that was deliberately overthrown to the 10. I think it was Alex Mitchell that got the overthrow, and then it was a nice little outside ball, and then everybody was kind of expecting the ball to kind of just go out, and then the ball went back inside to Marcus Smith, who ran into the little 9-10 channel and then just went straight through for the try. 13 points to 14. And then on the 28th minute, pretty much immediately out of this, there was a nice little there was a nice little break from England. Got into the 22, built a lot of pressure. There was a penalty. And then the England just taking a quick tap. I think it was Bevan Rudd who took the quick tap. Got really close to try line. Eventually, the ball came out. Marcus Smith, quick hands over the top. There was an overlap out wide. Faye Wabosun just had to pretty much walk in the try. 21 points to 3. 40 minutes into the game, the line out was, again, the line out for Japan was kind of shaking a bit of pressure for this one. The rush defense for England was just way too easy. The ball went out, and then Faye Wabosun basically got the intercept. He knocked the ball up in the air and regarded it, got the intercept. And then England just built from that. Eventually, there was a penalty advantage. A nice little crossfield kick from Marcus Smith to Henry Slade. Try time, 3 points to 26. And that was halftime score. Second half, 2 minutes in the second half, England immediately gets a penalty. They went for the line out, crash ball, center field. And eventually, like I said, Mitchell, he was just, looking up, playing what's in front of him, seeing a gap, just goes for himself. Try time, 3 points to 33. 48 minutes into the game, another penalty. Go for another line out. Again, more crash ball from England. I think there was another little pick and go from Mitchell. Almost looked like a similar play where he could have gone in for himself. But this time, he recognized the space out wide. He ran up, drawn 3 defenders, throw the ball over the shoulder. And to Ben Earl, went in for the try. 3 points to 38. After this, Marcus Smith got sent off for yellow card. Tackle, Japan made a break. Yellow card for making a tackle too early. And finally, in the 57 minutes into the game, England gets another try with Randall. There was just really poor defense around the ruck. England got really close, and Randall, the new halfback, come off the field, doing pretty much exactly the same thing as Alex Mitchell. Just looked up, and there was absolutely no one in front of him, and he was right in front of the try line. Just went in for a freebie. 43 points to 3. After this, England was like, yeah, gotta be tired, boys. You know, gotta give it a year's rubbed, and taking the foot off the gas a little bit. So 66 minutes, Japan finally got themselves into an opportunity to score. They built a lot of pressure. Eventually, a long pass, quick ball over the top to the winger Nezuka, went in for the try. 45 points to 10, and then right after this, England just kind of like fell asleep for like a power nap or something, a little quick break, and then there was a bit of a juggle in the midfield. One of the Japan's locks just kind of like, it looked like he knocked on the ball, but he just like caught the ball one hand and pulled it back in, and he looked up. Everybody was kind of lost for a second as to where the ball is, and he just like, oh, no one in front of me, ran through a gap, and it was just him, fullback, and then a bunch of support players from Japan in front of him, and he just offloaded to Yamasawa, who ran through for a try. And then finally, around 70th minute, just over 70th minute, Charlie Ewell gets sent off for a red card, attacking the leg of Michael Leach. And then 78 minutes into the game, there was again, England get a penalty. They could probably just take in the 3 points and just call it a day. England's like, nah, we'll just go for the line out, go for the maul, and see what happens. They kick the ball out, line out, the maul. It was just like the very beautiful roll into the open side, and it was just like Underhill. Was it Underhill? I'm pretty sure it was Underhill. Yeah, Underhill just got the ball tucked under him and just ran himself through for the try just before full time. And that was pretty much it. England 52 points to 17 over Japan. And yeah, let me know your thoughts, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. And thanks for watching. I'll see you guys for the Super Rugby review. Cheers.